Well, it's autumn, and it must be 4 weeks ago in October since I last saw a butterfly, a red admiral, by the way. But I can't remember what the last butterfly was that I saw before that. In contrast, if you were to ask me what I would expect to see in Corfu around the same time as I saw my red admiral here, I know that the answer would be very different. I'm just on a little bit of waste ground here, and I've seen a plain tiger, and I've seen a swallowtail, and a silver-washed artillery, and lang short-tailed blue. It's fantastic. You know, and in addition to all of that, I've seen wood whites, I've seen the long-tailed blue, I've seen the Lulworth skipper, I've seen painted ladies, clouded yellows, and all the other common stuff. I mean, this is such a great place to be in October. It is this incredible diversity and remarkable abundances of butterflies in Corfu that attracted my original interest in this island way back in 1976. And whilst there's been a range of speculative literature reviews about the precise number of species on the island, I can tell you that Corfu Butterfly Conservation has confirmatory evidence for at least 75. So what, you might ask, is the key? Let me show you. Hello. The key to all of this? Well, that's been Facebook. This is my portal to Corfu and its Lepidopterous fauna. It's through this discussion page that I communicate daily, sometimes even hourly, with over 500 members. Set up on the 27th of April 2014, this page is now approaching the end of its 7th year. But I'm delighted to say that between us, we've built a community of passionate butterfly enthusiasts. So let me tell you a little bit more about this project. If you've ever read Gerald Dole's account of this island's beauty, I hope it comes as some form of reassurance that there is no doubt that he never exaggerated. Corfu is astonishingly captivating and never ever disappoints. It's not just the Corfu butterflies that are so intoxicating, it's the landscape, the people and their culture, which is why a project about Corfu's butterflies had to also include the conservation of its landscape and the engagement of its people. So Corfu Butterfly Conservation's goal is to stimulate informed interest and produce robust scientific data that can be used to influence policy and protect habitat for the benefits of Corfu's butterflies and the wider natural environment on which we all depend. Our immediate aim is to record the distribution of butterflies on the island, and ultimately we intend to publish an atlas of Corfu butterflies based on this information. We were delighted to have Lee Durrell speak at our inaugural field meeting in April 2019, when a group of UK-based butterfly enthusiasts travelled to join excited island residents to undertake a pilot butterfly survey of the island.
Durrell would have been 100 years old.
Wow.
And so I just think that the results of the survey coinciding with Jerry's 100th birthday is going to be something we can make a lot of, and something he would have been very, very proud of. So thank you for coming. Bless Corfu Butterfly Conservation, Corfu Butterfly Survey, and can't wait for you guys to start.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Thank you.
A ninth person has tested positive for coronavirus in the UK.
We launched the Corfu Butterfly Survey in January 2020, but unfortunately the advent of the COVID-19 pandemic had two negative impacts. Firstly, the Greek lockdown made it difficult for residents of Corfu to go to survey butterflies. And secondly, there was a significant reduction in the number of visitors to Corfu, again leading to a decrease in the recording effort from this group of enthusiasts. Therefore, we came to the conclusion that 2020 should be considered a null year for data collection, and instead we've come to view it as a pilot year for the survey. But we did use this time productively to upgrade our website. Our upgraded website has a homepage with a section about our vision, the latest news, and includes supportive statements from our partner organisations. A quick click on the About button gives a concise review of the declining state of global insect abundances. It questions the current status of Corfu's butterfly fauna, describes the origins of the Corfu Butterfly Survey, and outlines Corfu Butterfly Conservation's 5 core aims. From this same tab, it's possible to meet the ever-growing team behind Corfu Butterfly Conservation. Whilst there are also tabs for more in-depth news and the recording of butterflies, I suspect the majority of visitors will be interested in the species page, which reviews our current understanding about the confirmed species of butterflies and larger moths on the island. It also contains a section on the unconfirmed species. And there is, of course, a tab for the contact section. Whilst the name Corfu Butterfly Conservation suggests our primary interest is in the butterflies of Corfu, that doesn't mean that we're not mindful of the status of Corfu's moths, which is why we've included the larger moths in our survey, starting with the silk and hawk moths, and that's with good reason too. One of the things I'm always saying to my students is that nature is everywhere, so you need to improve your bioliteracy skills. I mean, here, there's an incredible gem and nobody's even seeing them. Just take a look in here. Or here. It's incredible really, because all the signs are here. You know, you've got the leaves which have been completely noshed up, and then you've got all of the frass. There must be at least a dozen of these caterpillars, all fully grown, so it's quite a find. The oleander hawk moth, isn't nature wonderful, here in Corfu. The national UK charity Butterfly Conservation has made a tacit agreement with Corfu Butterfly Conservation to help with the application of grants for funding of our project. To date, we've made 4 applications, one for the further development of our website, another to print posters of Corfu butterflies to promote the Corfu Butterfly Survey. The largest is to fund outreach work in Corfu with delivery in schools by training volunteers and promoting ecotourism. The 4th and final, an application to the Linnean Society, has already been successful, and this is to fund trips for experts to look for hard-to-reach species, given that in citizen science projects, not all volunteers are willing to venture too far into the unexplored regions of the island. Hard-to-reach species are not always what you would expect them to be. For example, our only record of the small tortoiseshell was made by David Cook on the 31st of May 2019. This just underscores how important every species of butterfly really is. Given that the summer can be so very hot in the Mediterranean, many organisms estivate, that is, they spend this hot or dry period in a prolonged state of torpor or dormancy. One of our most active members, Anne Sordinas, has recently demonstrated this is the case with the caterpillars of the southern white admiral. To compensate for this period of inactivity, many plants and animals have adapted by producing a second flush in the autumn. Wildflowers come into bloom, and butterflies in particular produce a 3rd or even 4th brood. Known as the second spring, perhaps one parameter by which the work of Corfu Butterfly Conservation will be judged a success is if no one ever take for granted the spectacular displays of butterflies nectaring on the Trichia vicosa or the aromatic inula, which is such a common plant on so much waste ground in the autumn. It is because of this phenomena that butterfly enthusiasts visiting Corfu are frequently as delighted by an autumnal visit to the island as they are by one in the spring. So how can you help? Well, we frequently have groups of volunteers visiting the island to help us survey its butterflies. If you're interested in joining us, please email me. Of course, like all projects, we need funding, so if you're in a position to donate to Corfu Butterfly Conservation, we'll be very pleased to hear from you. Any donation above £20 receives a free enamel Corfu Butterfly Conservation pin, uniquely designed by Paul Foster-John. And finally, we are relaunching the Corfu Butterfly Survey on the 1st of January 2021, and it will run until the 31st of December 2025. So if you live on Corfu or intend to visit the island, please record your sightings on our website. Thank you very much.